Mayday! Mayday! This is USS Allegheny requesting assistance from any Federation ships in the area. Please respond.
We've sustained heavy damage across all decks. Power has been temporarily restored, but we don't know how much longer it will hold up. Crew casualties are heavy. Mayday! Mayday!
Captain's log, stardate 54664.7. We are currently en route to system J356 after receiving a distress signal from the Federation 3rd Fleet under the command of Captain Namura. The 3rd Fleet was searching for the location of the Borg staging grounds and had apparently discovered a Borg base in J356. Namura was in the process of mounting an attack against the Borg when they were themselves attacked by several ships of unknown origin. Starfleet, fearing the worst, has dispatched the Enterprise to provide assistance to the 3rd Fleet. I only hope that we arrive in time.
Fan-frigging-tastic. We've been in the Delta Quadrant, what, about 2 days, and we're already rescuing entire fleets from destruction. Just another day at the office. Welcome back to Star Trek Armada 2, guys. This is Mission 7, and as the title of the episode has suggested to us, we are going to be rescuing a ship that is all that's left of one of the main Federation fleets. So something bad's happened, and it's up to us to fix it.
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
Well, if they didn't know that we were here before, they sure as heck do now. Right, that's the dilithium mine up and running, and oh, we're getting attacked from multiple angles here. That's not particularly great, so
confirmed, Starfleet.
We're going to do this the old-fashioned way, and we're going to get some ships out ASAP. Fortunately, we have warp drive back for this mission. I hate being in that mission in that system where you don't have warp drive, although the Delta Quadrant does still maintain its green haze for whatever reason. Anyway, we are going to build up a quick fleet of Intrepids. Again, I want the speed of the Intrepids, and I need the metal for science stations, so we will be following that route at least for the moment. So again, I'm a little bit starved on resources, but I'm going to build some Venture-class ships because I want to have a good look round. It's always important whenever you're doing one of these missions to just have a really good look around first, and hopefully you can find out what's going on. Can't really find anything that's worth building at the moment until that research station gets built.
Starship complete.
Since we are under a little bit of a time constraint for this mission, I believe the Borg will eventually destroy the Allegheny. We have to move a little bit quickly. We can't just tack up to Sovereigns and hope that that's going to be enough. A large force of Intrepids is usually going to be more than enough to take on anything that isn't a major force, and it looks like we've already borne fruit with this scouting. We've found a Latinum Nebula here, and we have found another dilithium refinery, and that's where the secondary Borg attacks are coming from. So, oh god, the Enterprise has gone off on its own again. Well, as long as it's only against tiny ships, that's okay. And we're going to need at least some degree of protection for our construction ship while we go to work. Oh, slightly bigger problem. Did they just take out one of my Intrepids? Man! That is so not good.
That is a logical.
Well, I'm going to go Starbase first because I want to block off this avenue of attack.
Starship construction.
And here we go. Use some. I could use some Intrepids at this point in time. Looks like I still had one down here. Well, I've certainly got a repair ship. And the research centre's up and running, but I'm not going to research anything yet. I don't intend to build Akira-class ships. So,
complete.
Again, preserving metal a little bit, and I'm just deciding to use the Intrepids at the moment. Although I think Akira's are quicker to build. I think it's a bit of a coin toss, but I don't really want to invest in the chain reaction pulsar before I get some ships out, and I think this is a decent way to get things going.
Station complete.
Right, so we've got the starbase up now.
Enemy engaged.
So let's put our dilithium refinery down, and that will put us in a decent spot. We've also discovered another planet, so we can get our metal mining facilities up and running pretty quickly here as well. Still can't research anything worthwhile. We've got to get an advanced shipyard down quickly. Come on, there we go.
Station construction commencing.
I don't know, maybe I'm being a little bit over enamoured with the Intrepid, but I just like the more powerful phases on the Intrepid. Akira's without the chain reaction pulsar, even with it sometimes they're a little bit worse against single armoured targets, but Akira's are much better against sort of swarms of enemies. But the Borg rarely swarm. You're dealing with tough targets, really, for the most part. I promise that in future episodes I am going to use a slightly wider variety of ships. I do intend to show off some of the Federation's other ships, specifically the special weapons ship, the Nebula class, and I will also show off the Aegean class for at least some point. I have recorded all 10 of the Federation's missions, so I think that you'll probably see, I think it's mission 9 where I go with a much more varied lineup than what I have now. But for the moment I'm just going with what I know works, what I can do quickly, and
we have entered a dangerous nebula.
Rather than messing around, because as I said we are under a little bit of time constraint for this mission, so I want to move it as quick as possible. Okay, I'm now going to take this metal mining planet, which is a bit weird to me. I mean, it's a gas giant. I mean, there can't be that much metal in it. I don't really know how gas giants work, so answers on a postcard to me, please, for that one. Let's get my Intrepid class fleet up to speed, and here we go.
Confirmed, Starfleet.
What the hell am I building there?
All work crews
I have my
report to
advanced
station.
shipyard now, so well, in this mission it's taken me less than 10 minutes to get to Vulcan Research Institute, whereas in the last one, as you remember, it took 25 plus however long I cut out. So we've certainly been able to tech rush a little bit quicker in this mission, but
Confirmed,
doesn't mean I'm going to sit on my laurels, and I'm going to build a third starbase here. It's the general rule, 2 of each mining facility and 3 starbases, and you can build pretty much whatever you want in single player. I would guess in multiplayer you would have a much bigger reliance on smaller ships, but I think that everyone who's playing multiplayer these days is probably playing Fleet Ops rather than the basic Armada 2, so I'm not too sure what strategy developed for the multiplayer game anyway.
Enemy engaged.
Okay, that is another starbase down, so now I can build the metal facility. Starbases aren't great for defending metal facilities because of the plain and simple fact that the metal facility rotates around the planet, so it's not going to help us that much, but if it's caught on the wrong side of the planet, but it's more than useful just for providing a little bit of a line of support. And I'm going to recrew both my star bases because they are being used in defensive formation, so I want to get them up and running ASAP. You will have noticed something about the Delta Quadrant. They don't have any inhabitable worlds, or at least for the most part they don't have any inhabitable worlds. Whether that's something to do with the way that the Borg have handled the region, they've just bombed everything out of existence, I wouldn't know.
Initiate new attack pattern.
Here we go. I have 16 Intrepid class vessels and a few repair ships, so it's time to head off after the Allegheny and try and stop it. Yeah. Wow, the Borg ran. I mean, I'd run from 16 Voyagers as well, especially if they all had clones of Janeway on board, but it's very rare the Borg are going to run away. I don't know why I set special... I think that must have been on the repair ships where I set special weapons to automatic there, because that'd kind of be pointless on Intrepid.
Battle stations.
I hope I've got an upgrade for these things. Oh no. Yeah, let's research that now. Oh, I do have an upgrade. I have level 2 weapons on these anyway, so that should be enough to at least take down this tiny minefield the Borg have got for me.
Alter course.
As you can see, with upgraded weapons, Intrepids just burn through stationary targets really quickly.
Initiate new attack pattern. Reroute power to weapons.
Yeah, their phasers are almost twice as powerful as Akira class phasers, so...
Station is under attack.
Take that for what you believe in. I wish the Voyagers were as powerful as the Voyager from Endgame, but you can't have everything, and considering how powerful that ship was, that's probably going a little bit too far.
All work crews report to station.
Of course, my sensor turret here is taking a beating, so I'm going to replace it with something that's a little bit better at not taking beatings. Yeah, that worked quite well. Anyway, back into the hump we go for the Allegheny.
Station construction commencing. Enemy engaged.
Repair ships being slow and useless as usual.
Starship construction.
And while that's happening, let's get the old Sovereign fleet ready and get the Cobomite reflector researched. Hello, Borg Cube. Bzz.
Understood.
Starship complete.
I would get the idea where they had Intrepid with really powerful phasers. I've no idea where that came from. Ugh, lagging behind again. Probably because the ship I had them guard got destroyed.
Standing by.
This is still probably enough. The Borg, as usual, when they've in the single-player campaign, are currently banging their collective head against a brick wall. I think they'd learn, really, but we're about to rendezvous with the Allegheny, so let's see what they have to say for themselves.
We have entered a dangerous nebula. Station complete.
Acknowledge, Starfleet.
We have entered a dangerous nebula.
Entering coordinates. Repair that ship.
Starship complete.
Repair that ship.
Enemy engaged.
Confirmed, Starfleet. A prudent course of action.
Station construction commencing. We are sustaining heavy damage
Thank you,
from the
Enterprise.
nebula.
Our systems are now coming back online.
What happened here, Captain?
When we first arrived in J356, sensor scans revealed several Borg bases in the system. I ordered the Third Fleet to engage, and as the battle was underway, a fleet of species 8472 vessels appeared and proceeded to attack both ourselves and the Borg. We took the brunt of their assault, but eventually managed to drive them off. But at a high price. We are all that remains of the Third Fleet. The Borg appeared to suffer heavy casualties as well, but we lost sensor contact with them after the battle. We're lucky you arrived when you did, as we expected them to return at any time to finish us off. We also acquired some data from a derelict Borg vessel that may prove useful to Starfleet.
You're with us now, Captain. Our orders are to locate and eliminate any remaining Borg ships or stations in this system. We can't allow the Borg to threaten our hold on the transwarp portal.
Wait, no, Picard, did you hear what she just said? Species 8472, yeah? The species which introduced itself to the Star Trek universe by annihilating 2 Borg cubes in a total of about 5 shots.
Station is under attack. We are sustaining
the species which had the Borg on the brink of destruction through the use of weapons they couldn't adapt to and ships powerful enough to destroy planets. Why are we still in the Delta Quadrant? For the love of God, these... Right, for those of you who aren't familiar, Species 8472 are essentially, if you're a Babylon 5 fan, they're essentially a cross between the Vorlons and the Shadows. They use organic technology, they have incredibly powerful ships, they're telepathic, pretty hideous, and supposedly the apex of biological evolution. The Borg are incapable of assimilating them, and their ships are so powerful that one shot from one of their ships sent Voyager into doing barrel rolls, and generally they're not a particularly pleasant race. So why are we in an area of space which has both the Borg and Species 8472 in it? I'm beginning to follow Chakotay's line at this point from Scorpion. Let them fight it out and we'll deal with whatever happens at the end.
Station construction commencing.
Just creating trouble for ourselves.
Starship construction commencing.
Now, of course, Species 8472 are playable in this game, so they're not entirely ridiculously overpowered, which is one problem I have with this game. One of the few problems is that in order to make the races playable, you have to balance them. And in doing so, you make essentially a Deus Ex Machina character like the Borg or Species 8472 seem almost human or weak. Species 8472 in the series are completely immune to Federation or Borg technology aside from the weapon that was used to destroy them. The problem that you have when you have an overarching enemy is that you generally have to find some BS answer to defeat them. And in this game they're pretty much vulnerable to everything. The only thing you can't do is steal their ships. So engaged. You know, they're pretty much vulnerable to standard Federation weaponry. They're just very tough. So I am afraid that what was a tough assignment has just become almost impossible. I'm going to continue letting my Intrepids tear stuff up.
Complete.
And I'm going to take another dilithium moon here, while I try and come to terms with how catatonically stupid the whole idea of us being here is. Here's a hint. You'll see it when I play through Free Space 2, and you've heard it in Free Space 1 and various other things. Whenever you get a character saying that an all-powerful force or a devastating force has invaded them, and you have a way out, take it. Don't just stand there going, well, it can't happen to us. Yes, it can happen to us, and we don't want to get caught in the crossfire when the Borg and Species 8472 start shooting. Well, the Borg really are not making a very good job of attacking this position. And I guess I'm just keeping... I'm getting as many fortress positions as I possibly can, and shortly I will look to unleash my Mega Sovereign fleet on the Borg.
Standing by.
Well, one of which is taking a beating, so let's make sure everyone's nice and repaired.
Starship construction.
And let's build some more.
Station complete.
By this point I've got level 3 weapons as well, so my ships are going to tear through whatever's left of the Borg.
Prepare the docking bays.
I haven't done much damage to the Borg at this point, but that'll soon change. I don't know why I've got the Allegheny with this fleet. It's actually a mission objective that she survives. So I'm taking a pretty insane risk with her at the moment, but can't have it always.
Starship complete.
Well, now that I've taken out those energy emplacements, I'm going to build a few more Venture-class scouts just to have another peek around. I'm just about to finish level 3 shields as well, so that's going to give me a decided advantage now against the Borg.
Starship complete. Enemy engaged.
Yeah, it's really not a good idea to run your ships into a starbase. I'd advise against it. Oh!
Station is under attack. Starship complete.
Boy, do you ever fail.
Research complete.
Make a choice, either attack it or run away. Don't do half measures. That would be level 3 shields done, so
Research
doesn't really matter what I research from there, but I'm going to improve my sensors just so I've got a little bit of a better view of the area. I am going to begin to scout everywhere now.
Begin a sensor scan. That's affirmative.
There we go. And sooner or later we should run into the Borg base. And at this point it's become a fairly standard sweep-up mission. The only bit that had us under any real pressure was the Allegheny part of it.
Starship construction commencing. Insufficient.
Oh boy, was the timing on that annoying. Oop. Well, the Borg are definitely coming towards this position, but they're not making a very good job of getting past it.
Acknowledged.
You think that their best move at this point wouldn't be to send individual ships to this position, it would be to send a fleet? Because at this point all they're going to do is just sit here and end up dying.
Research commencing.
Well, at this point I'm just upgrading for the sake of upgrading. I'm not sure that it's going to be a huge amount of use to me. This is essentially a starbase march at this point. You've heard of planetary fortress rushing in StarCraft 2. Well, this is starbase pushing. Again, the Allegheny's on the front lines. This is a really stupid idea. Retreat her back into the base. Like, really? Back into the main base and keep her there.
Station complete.
Oh, another Latinum nebula.
Insufficient crew.
With the funny thing being, the Borg have absolutely no use for Latinum, sorry. It's quite funny seeing them stuck with a resource that they can't use.
New course
oh, cube.
Station is under attack.
Dead cube.
Bring us into weapons range.
Time for a bit of a fight.
Armed and ready. Helm, new course heading.
Starship complete. Insufficient crew.
Armed and ready. Armed and ready. Bring us into weapons range.
Enemy engaged.
Fire, full bursts.
Starship construction commencing.
All sections stand by. Armed and ready.
Wow, is this dumb, keeping the Allegheny on the front lines, but never mind. That wasn't really too much of a battle, it was more of a curb stomp.
Complete.
Yeah, coming back to Species 8472, I understand that they're in Star Trek Online, where they're called the Undine. Again, this is one of the reasons why I stay away a little bit as a fan from the games, because they tend to induce a little bit of nerd rage in the fact that the characters in the games really aren't portrayed the way in games as they are in the films, and of course with it being Star Trek, anything that's not in a film or in the TV series is considered non-canon. And
acknowledged. Laying a course.
I understand they've done things like, you know, the Borg are supposed to be unable to assimilate species 8472 and all of a sudden they can. The ship strengths are just completely off, and
give the word.
It's all things that you have to do in order to make a game, or at least make a game work, but it just doesn't work from the point of canon, and you can't treat species 8472 or indeed the Borg as a standard enemy because they're nothing of the type. They both have that feeling to them that if they concentrated their full firepower on the Federation wouldn't have a chance. It's just the fact that they can't be bothered doing it, which is why the Federation and indeed the entire Alpha Quadrant for the most point still exists. I understand there was a trilogy of books written about the Borg just finally giving up on assimilating the Federation and deciding to smash it with a dirty great big hammer. And I believe that's the Destiny trilogy of books. And if you want to read about just pure unmitigated nightmare fuel in the Star Trek universe, then by all means I recommend reading that book. Oh look, random nexus in the middle of nowhere. Let's see how this turns out.
Starship complete.
Ready weapons.
We have entered a dangerous nebula.
I still really don't have any idea why that Nexus and couple of phaser turrets were in that area, but never mind. Well, lost one Sovereign class ship, which is a bit irritating, but taking out that Borg outpost was certainly a nice little piece of work. And my fleet here has been whittled down, but boy has it done damage.
Armed and ready.
Uh-oh.
Awaiting orders.
This could be last rites for the Allegheny. No, no, come on, hold it together. Awesome. Right, you guys, home. Oh, I just sent the Allegheny home. These guys can burn, can they? Actually, no, they can go as well. They've done what they can.
All work crews report to station.
Oh, for some reason this ship decided it couldn't be bothered building the starbase that I asked it to, so let's try that again, shall we? Better get the Sovereign fleet to protect it while it's doing that. And I better get on to building part 2 of my fleet.
Enemy engaged.
Well, then again, at this point I'm debating how much it's going to be needed. Nice.
Steady as she goes.
Starship construction.
Still, can't hurt to have a few more.
Awaiting orders.
Wow, talk about being in a Sovereign sandwich. That's really not a good place for a Borg cube to be. To infinity and beyond. Oh wait, wrong franchise. Well, that's proper Trek, isn't it? Let's hide in a nebula.
Steady as she goes.
Can't ever do better than hiding in a nebula. And it doesn't matter what species you're up against, no sensors can penetrate a nebula.
Altering course.
Well, off we go. The Borg are obviously coming from this direction, so let's waltz in and say hi. Oh, hi. See how this comes off.
Starship complete. Station complete.
Awaiting orders.
Starship complete. Insufficient crew.
Reroute all auxiliary powered weapons. Ready weapons. Standing by. Fire when ready.
Starship complete. Insufficient crew. Enemy engaged.
Standing by.
Starship construction commencing.
Ready weapons. Reroute all auxiliary powered weapons.
Insufficient crew.
Ready and able.
Starship construction commencing.
Yeah, 16 upgraded Soviets is generally going to pulverise anything that it comes across, but let's back the fleet up a little bit. One piece of trivia you might have noticed while I've been building all my star bases, the name of the construction ship.
Starship construction commencing.
And yep, the name of the construction ship that I've been messing around with all this time is the USS Roddenberry. See if I can confirm that when I click on it.
We have entered a dangerous nebula. Insufficient.
No, one of my ventures has decided to go into a really hostile part of space.
From a nebula.
But yeah, I think that
Starship complete.
Gene Roddenberry would have appreciated being a construction ship, considering he's the creator or constructor, in a word, of the whole universe. But
Change heading.
I'm not sure how much he'd appreciate the fact that Star Trek's got so militant over the years, but I suppose times have to move on.
Starship complete.
That seems to be the last remaining Borg resistance, and I'm just going to take out this technology node just so that the Borg can't rebuild anything. They have researched all their tech. I'm really surprised the AI virtually never uses it.
Ready and able.
Don't know whether that's something to do with difficulty level or what. Ooh, this is a bit of a more fortified position. We're going to have to... Nah, let's just Rambo it. It's more fun that way. Plus energy turrets are useless. So, let's see how this little battle goes.
Starship construction commencing.
Ready and able. Awaiting orders.
Starship complete. Enemy engaged.
Altering course. Fire when ready. Fire when ready. Fire when ready. Awaiting orders. Fire when ready.
Well, that didn't take too much. I mean, I did take some damage there, but considering what was there... That's a transwarp gate there, which the Borg have for some reason just activated, and they activated it near where the Allegheny was, so... I don't know, maybe it's a last-minute thing. If you haven't rescued the Allegheny, they will just open a transwarp portal and shove a load of ships through it. I really have no idea, but it's time to hunt down and destroy the remainder of the Borg.
Enemy engaged. We have entered a dangerous
yeah, the assembler's going nowhere, and I missed something up here? What did I miss up here? It can't have been that big. Small station. No, it's freaking huge! It's the advanced assembly matrix and I somehow missed it. Anyway, get rid of that. And that's still not it, so I guess that we just have to mop up the stragglers now, which is the kind of annoying part of the mission. Where's the remainder of my sovereigns and whatever? Don't need to hunt them for too long. It looks like we're just about to bring this sorry saga of the Borg to an end.
Ready and able.
And next time we'll be taking the sensible decision and running back through the transport portal. No, we won't. We'll be staying here and being stupid as usual. See you next time, guys.
We have cleared System J356 of the Borg, and are now in the process of analyzing the data acquired by Captain Nomura. Hopefully, this data will assist us in our search for the Borg staging grounds, so that the sacrifice made by the Third Fleet will not have been in vain. While the identity of the race that attacked both the Borg and the Third Fleet remains a mystery, Nomura's description of their ships seems to indicate it may be the race known to the Borg as Species 8472.